I've given advice on bulking and cutting to achieve your goals within your fitness journey. If you are interested in any of those videos, just look for my channel. You can see they've probably got bulk or cutting like capital letters, so you can like search that through my channel if you're worrying about how to bulk or how to cut. And I've given advice on like, yeah, you need to bulk up if you want to lift more, or if you're quite fat, you need to cut, lose the weight, etc. Working around your maintenance calories. But I've never actually told or really explained how you will measure your calories out. Now, it's quite a foreign concept to people. I feel like you have two types of people. And the first type of people is the people that look in the back of packages, they like weigh everything out. They know how much calories and everything. Like me, this is what I do every single day to build a physique that I'm actually extremely happy with. And you've got another type of people which like aren't really familiar with the calories. They just eat what they want to eat for the sake of it, etc., etc. And I feel like this second group of people is so vastly more common than the first type of people. You've got those certain type of people that read the ingredients list, etc., etc. They're very rare to come across, I think. And I think that most of the world is just caught up in like, oh, I'll just eat it because I can, etc. And not really thinking about the ingredients or the calories that are in there. And if you're not sure about the ingredients or the calories that are in there, you don't know how it's going to impact your body and how you're going to be able to eat it and how much of it you're going to be able to eat to bulk or cut. And obviously, bulking and cutting is an integral part of your fitness journey. You need to be able to understand when to bulk, when to cut, if you should bulk, if you should cut, and then obviously how as well. And this is kind of the how part to it. So, you need to weigh your food. You need to weigh your. It is that simple. You need to weigh your food, and usually on the back of packaging, I actually don't have any packaging on me, but on the back of packaging it will say per 100 grams or per serving, and it will say like in brackets like 37 grams. Actually, 1 second. Does it have it on here? So this isn't really the same, but it's a can, right? And it'll have nutritional information on it. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it'll have nutritional information here. And on it will say like per 100 mils, obviously because its drink is 100 mils, or per can, which is 330 mils, of energy. And you look at energy, and there's two measurements for energy. There's kJ, which is kilojoules, which you don't really have to understand what kilojoules are. And you've got kcal, which is calories. Now the kcal, KCAL, I'm not sure if you can see it on here. So you've got kilojoules and kcal. It's not really focusing, but it's kcal, KCAL. That's the calories that you're going to be looking at to be able to distinguish how much of it you're eating. And let's say I had the full can, then obviously it's Coke Zero, so it's 1 calorie. But you understand, like, say on basmati rice, for example, it'd be like per 100 grams, and then however much you get out to cook, you want to cook it first. So I always recommend weighing your food after it's been cooked. So I never really knew the difference between like calories when it's been cooked and when it hasn't been cooked, and the different ways you can cook it impacts how many calories are in it. So I always weigh my food when it's ready to be eaten. That's a tip that I often use, because a scrambled egg will have different calorie content to a boiled egg, and it'll have a different calorie content to a poached egg, etc., etc., because they've been cooked in different ways, so the calorie content will change. So it's not useful measuring the eggs, how many calories, how much the eggs weighs before you cook it, because the way you cook it will change the amount of calories. Not to mention the fact that an uncooked egg will have different calories and macros and protein content to a cooked egg as well. So it's the same with rice. Uncooked has completely different impacts on your body than it will do when it is cooked, and obviously you're going to eat it when it's cooked. So I would always suggest measuring, weighing out your calories after, when you're literally ready to eat it. So the tip that I usually use is like, I'll put my plate out on the scale, so I'll get my big plate or however much I'm eating, and I'll dish out my food on the scale. So what I'll do is I'll put the plate on the scale and I'll set it to 0. Then I'll dish out how much rice I want. Then it says on the scale 150 grams, let's say, of rice is how much I wanted to eat. So then I go onto my MyFitnessPal app, go basmati rice. Then it'll be like per 100 grams, put 1.5 servings. So obviously 100 times 1.5 is 150 grams. That's how much is on my plate, and that's how much calories it's going to be. Boom, done. Then I'll set the scale back to 0 with the rice still on it. Then play it up. Say my chicken breast on there. All right. I've got 80 grams of chicken breast. That's actually not a lot. 200 grams of chicken breast on there. Go on to MyFitnessPal app, search up chicken breast per 100 grams, 2 servings, 200 grams of chicken breast. How much calories is that? Boom, add it to the meal. And then I keep doing that. Say if I have sweet potato on there, set it back to 0, put the sweet potato on there, how many grams of sweet potatoes on there. And that way I'm plating up my food as I'm checking the calories as well. And that way I'm always consistent. I'm always consistent with it, because you always plate up your food. You always plate up your food, and when you do it to a certain point, it gets to the point where, as you're plating up your food, it reminds you to weigh your food. You link the two together, and it's called habit stacking. So this is something that I read in the book Atomic Habits by James Clear. When you want to get really consistent in a habit, you merge it with another one. And we all know that dishing out your food is a habit. You always have to dish out your food onto a plate. And when you merge that with counting calories by putting a scale underneath, it's called habit stacking. And when you habit stack, because you're already used to one habit preemptively already, you will be much more likely to stick to and continue with this new habit because you're combining the two together. Another example of it is when I talk about, say, the swindle technique, where I was like, if you put your music on, you'll be more hyped to go to the gym. That's true, because previously in the past, you have that habit of going to the gym with your music on, and it's a stack of the two. So it's similar to that. And habit stacking is a great way to be able to learn a new habit by taking advantage of an old habit. And this is exactly what this process does. You always have the habit of plating up your food, so why not put a scale underneath and practice the habit of weighing out your calories every single time as well. And that's a really, really easy way to track your calories. You want to always weigh your food and check the nutritional value on the back of everything that you use. And then eventually, it'll become second nature. I actually teach my dad to do this recently, and he lost 12 kg in like 8 months, which is great progress for him because he's always wanted to lose that weight. The second tip that I've got you is don't fall for the Cal AI scam. Now, Cal AI is an app that you use. It seems really easy. It simplifies the measuring calories game a lot easier. You download an app, you turn around, you scan your food, and apparently, it'll tell you how many calories, all the macros, etc., etc. Sorry, I'm going to take a sip because my throat is really dry. Apparently it's supposed to tell you all the macros, etc. And I've seen this going around a lot on like Instagram and TikTok, etc. These people promoting it. And then I seen a video come out of Dave Trains. He owns Overdrive pre-workout, that guy. And he was like, don't fall for the Cal AI scam. And I was like, okay, I'll have a look. And yeah, he kind of proved that he read the nutritional value, which is the true correct values, the nutritional value on the back of the cans that they're forced to be able to produce from the companies themselves, compared that to how much the Cal AI was scanning it for, was completely different. And also, when he scanned it twice on the same thing, they gave different results. Think about how mental that is. There's been certain gym influencers that have been promoting it, that have been advocating for it, that have been putting it in their videos. They sent emails putting it in their videos. And it's not true. And it's leading more people that just want to achieve their goals and want to get to the progress that they want to make, leading down the wrong path, the wrong place. And I don't want you to fall for that scam because it's a load of shit and it will not get you to where you want to be. Don't use any app. Don't scan your food or scan your boards, see how many calories are in it, etc. because you can't be asked. Do it the old-fashioned way, excuse me. Weigh your food as you're dishing it up. Habit stack. It makes it super, super easy, and that way you'll constantly do it. And then you can efficiently and effectively track your goals and track how many calories you're eating, stay in that calorie maintenance, that calorie surplus, or the calorie deficit, depending on what goal you're doing at the minute. And I've got a little bonus tip just to end it off. had a food list and schedule. When you're eating different food all the time, obviously you're going to be weighing food every single day because you have a different food, you don't know how much this one is, you don't know how many calories is in that, etc., etc. However, the beauty of a food schedule is that you're eating the same foods every day. Sorry, bro. You're eating the same foods every day. And eventually, over a period of time, when you're eating the same foods every day, you're going to be like, oh, I know this is like 1,060 calories already. I know this is 570 calories already, so I just pop it in. Because you're making the same portions and you're making the exact same food in the exact same way, in the exact same method through your food schedule every single time. So then all of a sudden, it doesn't have to be a constant thing of like, oh, I've got to weigh my food again today, I've got to weigh my food again today. How much is in that nutritional packet? How much is in that? And you're overly scanning, taking so much time. If you have a food schedule where you're like, oh yeah, I eat that every single day, I know how much that is and how much quantity of that is in calories, I'll just put it in my app, I know I'm eating it, bang, it saves so much time and you'll stay so much more consistent on your diet when you have a food schedule. You make a list of, I have a video of this on my channel, so I'll do it in quickly briefing. You make a list of foods that are whole foods. Obviously, the whole foods are better for you. These are the foods that have the ingredients of themselves, so like cucumber or steak. They don't have an ingredient list. It's just a steak or it's just a cucumber. So that is a whole food. You make a list of that. You make example meals that you know will always have in your house, and then you determine each time you have food, when are you going to eat? So you're going to eat at 12, 3, 5, and 7 o'clock. And then what meals you're going to eat. So eggs at 12, then I'll have chicken and rice at 3, then I'll come and have a scare bowl at 5, and then I'll have my tea at 7. And then you just follow that to as best as you possibly can every single day. And then eventually, over time, you're going to be like, oh, I know how much calories 6 eggs are scrambled with 2 pieces of buttered toast. I know how much that is. So I'll just pop it into my FitnessPal. And that way you don't have to constantly weigh your food, and you save so much time reading nutrition labels, overthinking about what food you can and can't have. You save so much time because you've already preemptively, on a schedule, gone like, oh, I know what I'm eating this time, I know what I'm eating next, and I know how many calories that each of them are, etc., etc. And that saves so much energy, brain points, and just mental capacity that you can then put into gym sessions. You could put into research on how to improve your fitness journey. You could put into my course in the description below. I do believe it is the best place to rapidly achieve your results and your progress in a healthy way, and a way that you can absolutely guarantee success. I genuinely think it's the best product I've ever made. First link in the description. And people may turn around to me and go, oh, why eat the same food every day? It's boring. I don't get bored of my food, bro. I don't remember the last time I've been like, oh, I'm sick of this. I don't remember the last time. I genuinely think it's an excuse. And people have been saying, like, oh, variety is really good for you. You can have enough variety in 4 meals. Getting the fruit from the scare bowl, hitting all my macronutrients better than most people. People are the quickest to be like, oh, you've got to have variety in your meals, but then eat fucking chicken nuggets with no nutritional value every single day. You know? So when people turn around and be like, you've got to have variety in your meals, of course. So make sure that 4 meals across your day are going to be variety, and like it's got every nutrient basically possible for you. Just make sure, and then just eat the same shit every day. And then that way you're hitting your variety of nutrients, every single day, rather than the person's like, oh, I have variety, but I actually don't have enough protein, or I actually don't have enough fiber some days because I eat fucking bullshit. You know? So actually you're getting more variety from this, having a food schedule, if you think about it correctly. And also just eating the same things every day puts you at like a calm state of like, I know what I'm eating every day. Your body gets used to it. Your body doesn't react to anything new. You know the foods that you're eating are good for you, and your body's finally relaxed with like, finally a fucking consistent fuel source. So if anything, when people are saying like, oh, you don't get variety or it's boring, it actually regulates your body, and it actually gets as much nutrients and as much variety of nutrients as possible if you think about the meals correctly and if you're consistent with it. So don't fall for the bullshit questions that people will give whilst they stuff their face with fucking processed chicken nuggets. And that's literally how you track your calories to guarantee success. If you want any other advice, any more in-depth advice about bulking, cutting, how to achieve your physique, how to achieve the goals that you've always wanted, top link in the description of my course to get you there as quick as possible. I genuinely think it's the greatest thing I've ever produced. Like, I'm finally produced not only a course where teenagers and young people can actually achieve their goals and be happier in their lives, but it's a community for you to bond together. Teenage life at this point in time is so incredibly depressing, bro. I see so many teenagers that are just unhappy with their life circumstances. And partially, a majority of that actually is down to their physique and how they look. They're always unhappy with how they look. And I've finally provided a reliable, safe, and great way to finally achieve the physique of your dreams. To boost your entire life in every realm. Every realm of my life has improved once I've started building a great physique. Every single area of life. Girls, money, my body, my health, my family life, etc. Everything is improved. And I want that for you. And that's why I provided a great product that can actually get you there super, super quick. Missing all the mistakes that I've made in my journey. So you can get there quicker. I can't wait for you to make that progress, bro. Bye-bye.